can only imagine how frustrated you must be inside. You have, I get the numbers wrong, I'm sure, 50,000 employees, 60 manufacturing, R&D and digital sites in the US as well. You're a European company that could be collateral damage in a trade war, but you have such huge exposure domestically in the US. Is it frustrating trying to point out the nuances?
Well, look, I'm not getting paid for being frustrated. I'm getting paid for providing solutions.
Handsomely too.
For providing solution in a difficult environment. And I mean, we've been long time ago. We've been going to the United States. We've got about 60,000 people working for our customers, employing another 100,000 indirectly. You know, it's Siemens US is our biggest operation. We are a net exporter. So we are part of the family, so to speak.
Does the administration get it, Joe?
Well, I had a very nice dinner with the president and his administration, with Secretary of Treasury, Chief of Staff, and all the important people. And we're very clear about we are part of it. And I said to the president, I really congratulate you on the U.S. economy. I mean, it's been strong. It's creating jobs. I also had to request, though, and that brings me up to your point. I said, look, if we, you know, if good American workers working for us in the U.S., if we go to Iraq, if we go to Syria, if we help rebuild that country, then I want to be treated as a U.S. company going out and help those people, you know, to get back in line. And he said, well, that's a fair point. If you create jobs, you're part of us. Didn't look like in Iraq, as you know, was a bit bumpy, but there was a good commitment, and that's comfortable.
Does the unilateral imposition of digital taxes on American companies, like what France promised and what the UK and Italy is now talking about, does that, do you think, open up companies like yours potentially to retaliatory tariffs? Are you concerned about unilateral imposition in Europe of taxes on American tech companies?
Well, I believe as long as the dialogue is intact, there will be a solution of some sort. The fact of the matter is that the world and, let's say, the states and the countries need to find a way how to deal with the financial redistribution in an extraterritorial, internet-based Internet of Things. So at some point in time, we've got to have an understanding in a global way who is going to pay taxes, where, at, what for. So the topic itself is a legitimate point for the future of global Internet of Things. Now, is the approach the right one or not? I don't know. This is, you know, I'm busy with my company. I don't need to give a lot of advices to other people's problems.
Well, you say that, but I know you've waded into the debate about whether Germany should be spending more money at the moment. You made some comments in December, I believe, here. It's a legitimate question to ask, says Joe Kaeser, why the German state is not investing more at a time when you're being paid to take on more capital. I'm going to talk to the German finance minister later today.
Yeah.
What should I say?
And ask him what he thinks. You know, obviously, I have to say, you know, the government is listening to the German companies, and I still believe it's a valid question, because if you get paid, you know, for lending money, if you put that to work in an investive case like infrastructure, I think you really should consider doing that. You know, help creating jobs, build a better infrastructure for the next generation of the industrialization. If you just spend another few billion for most social redistribution, maybe that's not a good idea to spend and eventually waste that money. So it always depends on what you do with it.